survive. Oh my gosh. Yes. Chet, you are my spirit animal. We dated in the 80s. I'm sure we did. And my belief is every straight woman needs a gay man. Do you remember Sally Struthers when she'd walk through the dung heap and you had to pay $1 to save the child? I would like to pay gay men $1 a day to take some of our beautiful women going through menopause like myself out for a date. I love you, Chet. I do. I turned four. Thank you. I turned 4 men gay. 4. Quattro for our Latinos in the house. I am the last stop on the straight train. That's me. And sex with a gay man. There's a lot of screaming. It's not me. It's him pointing at me, going, "That's not a penis." And I say, "Look closer." So yes, yes, I'm Mary Kennedy. I'm Mary Kennedy. I was in season 7 of Shameless. I played an out-of-work prostitute who worked for food. Now I am an out-of-work comic who works for food and does food. Everything that you're eating and would like a bite. Because I'm a compulsive overeater. I knew I was a compulsive overeater when I was the maid of honor at my friend's wedding and I tackled her to the ground so I could cut the cake first because because she put me in the Zum Zum dress as her bridesmaid, which is a dress made of acrylic fiber. So if you're in a candlelight ceremony, you'll be a fire hazard. But I was a larger size woman at the time, and when they zipped the dress up the back, the fat from my back came over the top of the dress. So when I walked down the aisle, I looked like I was wearing a cape. A cape. A cape of bacon flapping in the wind. That's a very old joke. And no one's laughing. All right, friends, it's fine. No, it's fine. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. As my trainer says, you're not fat, you're out of shape, and I'll take it. Okay, so here is the thing. I am from Boston originally. Let's hear it for me. From Boston. And the accent, it's so interesting. The accent, if you guys watch newscasters in Boston, they're very different than the newscasters in Los Angeles. They've got like the cigarette lip, right? And they're over tanned, but only in the like nose and lip area. That's Boston for you. And the accent is crazy. Like when I lived out there, I bought a house and I met with the mortgage lady and she said, "All right, good enough. I want you to sign here and here and here, and here's the keys to your freaking house." It's a little frightening. And when I had a colonoscopy, the doctor goes, "Look at your butt shots. They're fantastic. I don't see a polyp for miles. Go Bruins." And then my favorite was when I got married and they were like, "I now pronounce you husband and wife. Go Cats, go Bruins, go Sox, screw the Yankees, the Jets can suck my tits." Like, frightening. And like everybody's like, "How do you feel about Tom Brady?" And well, my husband was a big thing against Patriots. He goes, "You're cheaters. You guys are all cheaters." And my husband is from Tampa Bay and they moved to the Buccaneers. And I told my husband, "Now what do you think? What do you think now that Tom Brady is on your team?" And he goes, "That we're winners, not cheaters." All right. I was done with Tom Brady, Chet, when he wore a scrunchie. Scrunchie was so 1980s. All right, nobody cares. All right. And then I knew the accent had to go when I moved to LA when I would have sex with a man and I would turn to him and I go, "That's a wicked big pissy you got down there." Thank you. My husband, I've been married 17 years, it'll be 18 years in March. I've been in quarantine with him for 6 months and I had him dye my hair. Okay, because girls need it done. I finally got my hair done by somebody real, but my husband dyed my hair. And if I thought he was gay, no, because he only dyed it to here, and I had a big brown spot on the back of my head, and it looked like a perpetual yarmulke. Happy Shabbos, happy Yom Kippur. I was so inspired that I went on 23andMe. I went on 23andMe to make absolutely sure I'm Irish. I wanted to be just 1% Jewish so I could throw myself a bat mitzvah because we need towels. We need towels. But no, I'm 150% Irish. So my husband, he's not an extrovert like me. He's an introvert. He's a man. Well, he doesn't speak. It's like being married to Helen Keller. He's a man of very few words. And when he does speak, I ignore him. Now, he handles things differently. Like he started compulsively shopping. Like every single day there's a package in the mail. And one day this huge package came in and I go, you know what? Maybe he's getting me like a purse or something. You know, I've been working really hard during this quarantine. No, I opened it up and it was a white suit. Now my husband works from home and he bought a white suit. And now he sits on the couch in the Tommy Bahama white suit. You're going nowhere. You're going nowhere. There's not a party. It's not a white party in Palm Springs. Nothing's happening. It's COVID. Okay. Yeah. So I originally from Boston. My grandmother is Irish Catholic. If you haven't, I was Irish Catholic. As an Irish Catholic girl, I was a bit of a whore. We did everything but the Catholic priests because, well, we weren't their type. So I shared a room with my Irish Catholic grandmother until I was 18 years old. One side of our room was a shrine to Jesus, and the other side of the room was a shrine to Duran Duran. Because grandma was hungry like a wolf. She didn't like talking about sex. She didn't want to hear about sex. She would come down the stairs, and if we had Three's Company on, she would shut it off. She said, that Jack, she goes, that's Jack Ritter. Oh, he should be called Jack the Ripper, and he gets those girls pregnant. He's a serial pregamist. And she said, you better watch out, Mary. You're going to get pregnant from a toilet seat. That's right. If you sit on the toilet seat, you're going to get pregnant. And the truth is I did, and my son will be 21 next week. Let's hear it. So anyway, so I would do a lot with men. I would fool around with guys when I was 16, and I would come home and it was like the walk of shame, and there my grandmother would be clinging her Irish, rosary beads going, I hope you didn't pull a Mary Magdalene. She was a whore. And then night. And she taught me about sex, you guys. She did. She sat me down with the Bible, and she said, you know what, Mary, you're going to read it cover to cover, and then you're going to come back to me, and I'm going to give you a quiz. All right, run along. And I did. I read it cover to cover, and I'm going to give you a little birds and the bees here. So get out a notebook, a paper, pen, whatever you need, a quill, whatever you need. You're going to learn about the birds and the bees. So Grandma sits me down, and she goes, all right, Mary, let us begin. In the Garden of Eden, when you had Eve and she had Adam, right? And Eve was sitting there, and she wasn't supposed to speak to the serpent, but she did. She didn't follow the rules. And the serpent said, you know what, Eve? Eat that apple. You look starving. You look like a Kate Moss. Eat the apple. Eat the apple. And she said, you know what? I can't. I'm on the Weight Watchers, and I've only got 1 point left, and the apple is 2 points, and I won't be a good dieter, and he won't keep me. So I got to give the apple to Adam. And wouldn't you know it, Mary, she gave the apple to Adam, and we're in hell and damnation ever since. She's a sinner. Remember, Mary, don't diet. Anyway, then she tells me, Mary, you remember the Virgin Mary, and she's sleeping soundly, and she's dreaming of the Jason Momoa, right? She's dreaming of the Jason Momoa, and the angel comes down and taps her on the shoulder and says, listen, Mary, you're going to give birth to God's baby. That's right. And you're going to name him Jesus. And she says, oh, really? And she woke up pregnant, you guys. She woke up pregnant. It was a miracle. It was actually the first episode of Lifetime. She woke up pregnant. And Lifetime has been running after that virgin whore ever since. And Joseph, her gay best friend, has been protecting her from evil. Then, Mary, wouldn't you know it? She's pregnant. She's walking through the desert. She's walking through the desert. They got to find a place, but the inn is closed. So they go into the barn, and Mary lays down on the hay, and there's Joseph giving her a big massage because, he's gay and he knows what a woman needs. And then she's laying there, and she's finally giving birth to the Jesus, and 3 men show up. 3 gorgeous Middle Eastern men show up and they give her paprika and incense, right? And they look suspiciously like earth, wind, and fire. That's just the birds and the bees of the Bible. All right. Everybody feel better now? Everybody know what's going on? All right. My mother was a single mother. God bless all the single mothers out there. God bless you, Lynn. She was a single mother. When my parents got divorced, she started a band, which consisted of 40-year-old divorcees singing hot stuff and locomotion called the Mood Swings. Now they're in their 60s, they're called the Hot Flashes. And when they're in their 80s, they'll be called the Dry Vaginas. All right. Whoa. Here all night. Anyway, you know your mother's in a band when instead of a toaster oven, you have a fog machine. We were a Depression family, and my grandmother would never buy us anything. So our oven broke, and she wouldn't get it fixed. So she bought us a convection oven. Now, a convection oven is like 3 times the size of a microwave, and it's really loud, and it takes a long time to cook. So Thanksgiving took 4 days. 4 days. Thank you. So like I said, I've been married for 17 years. And you got to keep, how many here are married? Anyone? Okay. And look at Chet, he just waves. So he's like, I can't do it. So I try to keep the passion alive. So I got a new bed. And I said, great, this will keep the passion alive. And it's just another place to put laundry. You know, when I was pregnant, my husband thought I was gorgeous. You know, I looked like a linebacker for the Jets. All right. But and I would have to get on top of him to have sex. It's okay. Nobody's eating. I had to get on top of him to have sex. And it was like a lot of altitude because when you're that pregnant, so I would get on my hiking shears and I would climb up the mountain and I would get up on top. I took a Dramamine. It's okay for the baby. And I would be on top of him and he would go, get off. My legs. And I got off and he didn't. I told him, I said, please, can you shake it up in the bedroom? Do something. Just do anything. Please do anything. I'm going to move my camera. And this is what he did, everybody. He titty flicked me. And he said, my job here is done. And he went and watched a Buffalo Bills game because he's a pussy. All right. Yeah, I know. I'm so mean to my husband. He's such a gem. He loves me so much. I love him. You know, he's a great guy. I mean, I can't say anything bad because the last man that I dated before him lived in a van. He lived in a van. And he took me out to dinner in the front seat. And, you know, he lived in a van. And I didn't think there was anything wrong with that. And obviously, anyway. Okay. So my biggest fear, being the mom of a teenager, you have a 4-year-old right now. So you're in the weeds, Lynn. I have a teenager and a tween. And here's the thing. I took them, because you're always trying to find things that, you know, are good for your kids, like that, so they won't hate you. Do you know what I mean? And so I took the kids to the Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, which should be called the Edge of Financial Ruin. Thank you. And my daughter said, oh, mommy, I can't wait to go to the Millennial Falcon. And I said, honey, it's not the Millennial Falcon. It's the Millennium Falcon. If it was the Millennial Falcon, it wouldn't be working. And then, so my daughter's a teenager. I have 2 more jokes. My daughter is a teenager, and my biggest fear is that she's going to get pregnant. And so I enrolled her in gymnastics so she never gets her period. Good enough parenting. There's a group in Boston called Good Enough Parenting. Good enough. My last joke is, you know, my son's going through puberty right now. My husband won't deal with it because he's afraid if he looks at his penis in the eye, he's going to turn gay. I told him, no, you've dated me and been married to me for 17 years. If you're not gay yet, you're good. And so the son comes down to breakfast and he says, Mommy, I'm going through puberty. I hear that I'm going to get hair in places I didn't even know that I had places. I hear my voice is going to change and my penis will be enormous. And I said, kid, you got your penis from me. My labia is the size of a smart car. All right, then. All right, y'all. Thank you so much.